Hello, my name is Teacher Iman, and welcome to GED Mathematics Live at PALS. In this video, I will be presenting to you the topic Percents and Applications. But before we proceed, let's identify our targets. Here are targets. Convert between fractions, decimals, and percents. Operations involving percents. Solve word problems with percent, and find simple interest. To continue, let's start with converting between fractions, decimals, and percents. Let's start with converting a percent to a fraction. Because a percent represents a portion taken from 100 equal parts, any percent can be written as a fraction by writing its value over 100 and simplifying. Let's try the examples. Example 1, write 35% as a fraction. Write 35 over 100 and simplify. 35 over 100 is equals to 7 over 20. Example 2, write 2% as a fraction. Again, write 2 over 100. Simplify is equals to 1 over 50. Let's proceed to converting a percent to a decimal. Similarly, converting a percent to a decimal involves dividing by 100. If you imagine a decimal point on the end of a whole number, such as 12, you can divide by 100 by moving that decimal point 2 places to the left. So let's try example 3 and example 4. Example 3, write 12% as a decimal. Let's write 12%. Again, all we need to do is move that decimal point 2 places to the left. So we have here 1, 2, and 0. So the answer is 0.12. Example 4, write 4% as a decimal. So let's assume that the point is here. Let's move it 2 times to the left. So the point will be here, then add 0 to complete the digit. So the answer is 4% is equals to 0.04. Let's continue with converting a decimal to a percent. Going in the other direction, a decimal can be written as a percent by moving the decimal point 2 places to the right. This has the same effect as multiplying by 100. Since any fraction, you can also be quickly written as a decimal. This also allows you to convert fraction to percents as well. Let's try example 5. Write 0.226 as a percent. So 0.226 as a percent. This time, we will move the decimal point to the right 2 times. 1, 2. So the answer is 22.6%. Okay, let's apply the same procedure with example 6. 3 over 5 as a percent. 3 over 5 is equals to 0.6 in decimal. So 0.6 you can move the decimal point to the right 2 times. 1, 2. So the answer is 6, then add 0, 60%. So 3/5 is equals to 60%. And now let's proceed to drill. The instruction is write the following percent as decimals and as fractions. Make sure the fraction you give is in its lowest terms. Okay, at this point, I want you to pause the video, answer questions 1 to 5, and then continue the video to check your answer. Here are the answers. 30% is equals to 0.3 as a decimal and 3/10 as a fraction. Number 2, 22% is equals to 0.22 as a decimal and 11/50 as a fraction. Number 3, 49% is equals to 0.49 as a decimal and 49/100 as a fraction. Number 4, 1% is 0.01 in decimal and 1/100 as a fraction. Number 5, 8%. 8% is 0.08 as a decimal and 2/25 as a fraction in its lowest terms. Okay, let's continue to the second part of the drill. Write each of the following as a percent. Round to the nearest tenth of a percent if necessary. Again, pause the video and then continue on. Here are the answers. 0.044 is equal to 4.4%. Number 7, 0.9 is equals to 90%. Number 8, 0.1%. Number 9, 3/8 is equals to 37.5%. Number 10, 7/10 is equals to 70%. Okay, how many correct answers did you get? As you notice, converting between fractions, decimals, and percent is easy. You just need to follow simple rule in conversion. And now let's proceed to working with percents. Understanding the relationship between percents, decimals, and fractions can be very helpful in solving many types of problems. As you work through the following examples, pay close attention to the wording because it will be similar to the wording you will find in the application problems later. Let's try example 7. What percent of 50 is 4? And to find it, all we need to do is divide 4 by 50. So 4 divided by 50 is equals to 0.08 is equals to 8%. So the answer is 8%. Now let's have example 8. What is 16% of 34? Now, I want you to take note the word of in the question. It implies multiplication. In fact, to find any percent of any number, always multiply by the decimal form of the percent. So let's try example 8. What is 16% of 34? So the decimal form of 16% is 0.16 times, remember, of implies multiplication. So 0.16 times 34, the answer is 5.44. So the 16% of 34 is 5.34. Let's have more examples. Example 9. What is 150% of 20? The question is the same as example 8. What is 150% of 20? Multiplication will work here too. Okay, the decimal equivalent of 150% is 1.5. So 1.5 of 20, so 1.5 times 20 is equals to 30. So the 150% of 20 is 30. Now example 8 and example 9 illustrate two important rules you should know. First, less than 100% of a number will always be a smaller number. More than 100% of a number will always be a larger number. You may be wondering what 100% of a number is, because percent means a part out of 100. So 100% means 100 out of 100. Or in other words, everything. So 100% of any number is the number itself. For many types of percent problems you may encounter, the following proportion is very helpful. Part over whole is equals to percent over 100. When working with these types of percent problems, the goal is to decide which parts of the ratio you have and which parts you need to find. Let's try example 10. 30 is 60% of what number? So here you have the part and the percent, and you are trying to find the whole. So first, set up a ratio and let n represents the unknown number. So we have 30, and we are looking for the whole. So n is equals to 60 over 100. Now cross multiply to find the value of n. So we have 60n equals to 3000, then divide by 60. So n is equals to 50. And now let's proceed to our drill. Instruction: solve each of the following problems. Round your answer to the nearest tenth or the nearest tenth of a percent as necessary. Again, pause the video and try answering questions 1 to 10. And then continue with the video to check your answer. Are you done? Here are the answers. Number 1, what percent of 60 is 15? The answer is 25%. Number 2, what percent of 1000 is 200? The answer is 20%. Number 3, what percent of 35 is 45? The answer is 128.6%. Number 4, what is 60% of 250? The answer is 150. Number 5, what is 3% of 18? The answer is 0.5. What is 0.5% of 90? Again, the answer is 0.5. Number 7, what is 360% of 20? The answer is 72. 18 is 40% of what number? 45 is the answer. Number 9, 100 is 10% of what number? The answer is 1000. Number 10, 75 is 150% of what number? The answer is 50. Okay, how many correct answer did you get? And now let's proceed to word problems with percent. When solving application problems on the GED test, you will use the very same techniques you use when working with percent in general. The problems may require you to determine the total cost of an item after tax, calculate the commission a salesperson will earn, or determine a percent increase over time. The examples that I will be showing you will be same types of percent application problem that you can expect on the test. Let's start with example 11. Mary, Jackson, and Bob go out for lunch. Including tax, Mary's bill was $12.99. Jackson's bill was $11.20. And Bob's bill was $18.50. If they plan to tip 20% of the total, how much will they tip? So the question has two parts. Finding the total bill and then finding the amount of the tip. So let's find the total first. So let's add the bill. 12.99 plus 11.20 plus 18.50. And the answer is $42.69. The next step is to find the tip. The question states that they wish to tip 20% of the total. From working with percent to tip 20% of the total. From working with percent, on the first part of the video, you know that of implies multiplication. So we need to multiply 0.2, the decimal conversion of 20%, times $42.69 is equals to $8.54. So the tip is 8.54. Let's have another example. Example 12. When Gary started her running program, she ran 3 miles in the first week. Now she's able to run 4.5 miles in a week. What is the percent increase in the number of miles she is able to run? Problems involving percent increase or percent decrease can always be solved using the formula. 100%, let me write the formula. 100% times the change over the original value. So where the change is the new value minus the original value. In this example, the percent increase would be 100% times 4.5 minus 3 divided by the original number, which is 3. The answer is 50%. Let's proceed to drill. Word problems with percents. Again, pause the video and try answering questions 1 to 5. And then continue the video to check your answer. Are you done? Number 1, for each sale she makes, a salesperson is paid a 3% commission. How much will her commission be on sale of $140? So let's multiply 0.03 for the commission, for the percentage commission, times 140 is equals to, and the answer is $4.20. A home office takes up 15% of the square footage of a home. If the home office is 390 square feet, what is the square footage of the home? Yep. Okay, 390 is to x is equals to 15 over 100. So we need to find x. So the answer is 2,600. A company that accepts credit cards is charged $0.02 a transaction in addition to a 1% fee on the value of the transaction. How much will the company be charged for a transaction of $580? The answer is $5.82. Number 4, Eric has been working to conserve energy around his home. His electric bill last month was $125, while his bill this month was $98. What is the percent decrease in his electric bill over the past month? The answer is 21.6%. Number 5, an office manager estimates that she spends 40% of her 30 minutes lunch break driving to and from a restaurant. If this is true, how many minutes of her lunch break are spent driving? The answer is 12 minutes. Okay, how many correct answers did you get? Okay, and now let's proceed to simple interest. Typically, interest is earned when money is loaned or invested. One kind of interest is called simple interest. Simple interest is earned only on the principal or amount loaned or invested. Questions on the GED test about interest will deal only with simple interest. Another kind of interest called compound interest is earned on the principal and also on the interest that accumulates over time. Questions on the GED test about interest will not deal with compound interest. All simple interest problems can be solved with a simple interest formula. I is equals to PRT. 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + In this formula, I represents the interest earned. P is the principal. R is the rate of interest expressed as a decimal. And T is the time in years. Let's try example 13. A simple interest loan of $500 is made for 2 years at a rate of 5% per year. What is the total amount of interest that will be paid on this loan? This is one of the more straightforward types of interest problems you may see. You are given the principal, the $500, the time in years, 2, and the rate of 0.05. Therefore, to find the total amount of interest that will be paid, just plug these numbers into the formula. I is the interest, P the principal amount, 500, times the rate is 5%, which is equal to 0.05 in decimal, and T, 2 for years. Okay, then, so the interest to be paid will be $50. So the $50 will be added to the original. Let's try example 14. Jason deposits $2,500 in a savings account that will pay 3% simple interest in 1 year. Interest is paid in monthly installments. What will be the total value of the account after 6 months? There are 2 parts to this question. First, you must calculate the interest that will be paid during 6 months. Then you need to calculate the total value of the account, the 2,500 initial deposit. You need to be careful because the time given is in months, while the interest formula uses time in years. So in terms of years, 6 months is equals to 6 over 12 or 1/2. Okay, in fractions. Additionally, be sure to express the rate 3% as a decimal, 0.03. So let's write it. 3% is equals to 0.03. Using this to find the interest. So, interest is equals to 2,500 times 0.03 times 1/2 is equals to 37.50. If the interest earned in 6 months is $37.50, then the total value of the account after 6 months will be 2,500 plus 37.50. The answer is $2,537.50. Okay, so this is the answer. Let's have another example. Example 15. Jennifer made purchases worth $3,000 using a store credit card. She paid off the charge after 4 months and paid $36 in simple interest. What was the yearly interest rate on the credit card? In this question, you are given the principal $3,000. The time, 4 over 12 is equals to 1/3. And the interest paid, $36. Plugging this into the interest formula, you have, okay, the interest is 36 is equals to, the principal is 3,000 times, we don't know the rate because we will be looking for the rate, times 1/3. Okay, because it's after 4 months, so 4/12 is the same as 1/3. Okay, then so multiplying 3 to both sides, we'll have 108 is equals to 3000 R. Okay, so dividing both sides by 3000, so R is equals to 0.036 or 3.6%. Let's proceed to drill. At this point, I want you to pause the video again and try answering the 5 simple interest problem. Then continue the video to check your answer. Are you done? Here are the answers. Number 1, the answer is equals to $2,080. Number 2, $21,500. Number 3, $72. Number 4, $6,000 at 2.6%. Number 5, 19.5%. How many correct answer did you get? Okay, that's the end of our video. If you have any question or if you did not understand some part of the presentation, you can comment below. If you want to know more about our school, you can visit our page www.phuketpals.org, or you can contact us through our Facebook, Phuket PALS, or you can call us or send us a message on 081-417-0978.